Hey, welcome. And now, currently, you can see these fields are not filled in. And let's click on register to see what will happen in our terminal. Okay, terminal. And open your terminal and output. And you can see we have this error. And the error says late initialization error, field email has not been initialized. And what this is basically saying is the field called email has no value. You can see over here we have this field called email and it currently has no value. And you can see also the phone name has no value, the phone number has no value, and the password also do not have any value. And you can see over here, we have this late variable, or we created a variable called email, and it is a type of late. And the reason it is a type of late is because we are not currently assigning any value to it at this point. And we are basically saying we do not want to assign any value to it, but in the future, we should be able to assign a value to it. And that is why it's gonna be a type of late, or it is a type of late because we are coming late and because we do not want to assign any value to it at this point, but later in the future we should be able to assign a value to it, and that is what this late variable is doing over here. And also we have it for the phone name, the phone number, and the password. Okay, and over here, basically, we gain access to the auth controller. You can see we created a variable to store the auth controller class, and then we're basically having access to the sign up users function. And you can see now it expects a value, and since it has no value, it's going to show that error because we're basically triggering or we're basically calling all these fields whenever we click on the register. And since it has no value, it's going to throw that late initialization error. And it basically means we do not have any value to it. And what we can do is over here within our form, we can also do have a check. To do this within the test form field, it has a property known as validator. And within the parentheses of the validator, it's going to take in the value of whatsoever the it's going to take in the value of whatsoever the user is going to type. And now we can have an if statement to check if the field is valid or not. Is value dot is empty. If it is empty, if it is empty, we want to return a test. Sorry, we want to return a test. Yes, but not really a test yet because we are within this function. We want to return a test, which is going to say please email must not be empty. Okay, and now we can do this. Sorry, and if it is filled in, else if it is filled in, we want to do nothing by returning nor. And now we can copy this validator to save our self and full name, and this is gonna be full name, full name, and password. Sorry, this is gonna be phone number, and lastly we have that for the password. Okay, and in order for this form to work, we have to wrap our parents widget with a form widget. Okay, our parent column, sorry, really our parent column. And I think you've seen this before, right? And wrap with widget and form. And now we have to create a form key to attribute that to our form. To do this over here, we can then create a final and we can just specify it's going to be a type of a global key and also from state. And now we can call this variable underscore key. Sorry, we can just call this underscore from key. From key. And just copy this now and paste. And we also do have to call it. And now we have to attribute this underscore form key to our form. To do this within the form, it has a property known as key, and now we can call the form key. Okay, great. And what we can do is you can see we have this function called sign up users or sign up user. We can just call, or we can just go with that. And we can cut what we have over here first, cut. And now we can have an if statement. First of all, we can then say if underscore form key, and we can get the current situation of the form. To do that, we have to say dot current state dot validate. If it is valid, then we want to do this. Okay, and now we do not really need this have equals to success or whatever. We can just get rid of it and hopefully understand. And also we can remove this from a variable. Okay, if it is valid, if all these fields are filled in, then we want to call the function, right? Else, 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 we want to print for now, hmm, bad guy. You, you are so wrong. Okay, and you can just auto restart or auto reload this. Okay, and see if we're still gonna have that error and open output, and currently we have no errors, and let's click on the register to see. Okay, seems good, and now we do not have that error because it's not going to call this email, full name, phone number, and password if the fields are not valid. You can see. Hmm. So basically, it will only call these fields if these fields are valid. You can see. And before it was calling these fields email, phone name, phone number when the fields were not valid at this stage. Remember, we basically checked after and not before this stage, right? I'm just gonna undo this, or I'm just gonna go back and copy this first of all and undo this for you, okay, so you understand better. Okay, you can see over here, we're basically calling these fields and we did not even bother to have any check. So whenever we just click on this function, it's going to call these fields immediately. And as you know, these fields are currently not valid. So it's going to show that initialize, late initialization error because it has no value. Okay. And I'm just going to comment this out, sorry. And I'm having this error. Okay. And I'm just going to comment this out for you in case and paste this and key underscore from key. Okay, and this is basically it. Looking great. Okay guys, see you in the next lecture.